on the programme. If you hear the words artificial intelligence, do your ears prick up with excitement at the endless possibilities of the technology? Or if you're like me, do you cringe a little bit, perhaps with fear about what it might mean? Well, whichever kind of person you are, a new exhibition here in Paris is aiming to help, and we're going to talk about it in today's perspective. The World Through AI is on at the Musée de Paume in the Tuileries Gardens until the 21st of September. Before we talk to its chief curator, who's with me here on set, let's have a bit of a feel for it. Giving you an idea anyway. With me now is Antonio Somaini, who's Chief Curator. Thanks very much for coming in and talking to us. Seen a little bit of it there, but give us an idea about what you're aiming for. What's the point of the exhibition?
Yes, the starting point is that we're living an historical period in which AI technologies are infiltrating all layers of culture and society. And what's happening at the level of images is in a way the visible surface of these very profound and often invisible transformations. So we wanted to gather the work of about 40 international artists who during the last 10 years have reacted to the increasing presence of these technologies all across our society with their various political, epistemological implications. The idea is to see through their works what it means to live or experience the world through AI, what it means to see, hear, understand, imagine a world that is more and more infiltrated by all these AI technologies.
Let's talk about this first picture. We're going to talk about some of them. This is called Metamorphism. Why did you pick this one out as one you wanted to talk about?
It was very, very important for us to start underlining the profound materiality and even environmental dimension of AI technologies, countering a discourse that often presents them together with the digital technologies in general as dematerialized, for example, through metaphors such as the one of the cloud. We wanted instead to underline that AI technologies need a whole massive quantities of energy, natural resources, and have a very, very profound environmental impact. And for this reason, we chose these sculptures by Julien Cherrière, which are produced by fusing together and bring back to their geological state a number of materials stemming from data centers and computers.
Okay, I was trying to work out what that had to do with artificial intelligence. Now I understand. Let's look at some others. These are called Calculating Empires, 2 photos.
Yes, this is a large diagram by, actually this is a work by Gregory Chatonsky entitled The Fourth Memory. Gregory Chatonsky is using AI models to process vast quantities of cultural objects and memory objects that are stored on the internet. He imagines a scenario that is kind of a post-human extinction in which humanity has disappeared and what's left is data centers with massive quantities of objects stored in files and so on, and AI models that keep on processing these objects, developing their own memory, their own variations of what's left of human culture.
There's another one, isn't there? Still La Quatrième Mémoire, Gregory Chatonsky. Let's look at that one as well. Here it is.
Yes, this is another image from this same project. This is an image actually of a variation of Chatonsky himself. He conceived this work as a way of using AI to explore the possible lives that he could have lived, and instead he didn't. There's a lot of many artists using AI models to generate images of what could have been possible and didn't materialize, as if the so-called latent spaces of AI models were repositories of possible images of the past or even prefigurations of possible futures.
Just time very quickly to look at one last one. This is Calculating Empires.
Yes, this is Calculating Empires. This is a very large 24-meter long diagram that tries to track basically the various genealogical lines that have led to the state of AI today. The bottom line of that diagram is the year 1500, the Renaissance, in which a whole series of inventions such as perspective or the press began to treat both texts and images as entities that could be calculated, that could be digitized. And Kate Crawford and Vladan Joler, the authors of this diagram, try to show us how we got here and how we can try to understand what's next.
I made the point at the beginning that people tend to be either terrified or really embrace AI, don't they? I mean, which side of the fence do you lie on? I assume on the embrace side.
I actually try to keep the two sides together. The show is very much about the dangers, the political implications, the environmental dimension of AI. So that's very, very much present. At the same time, these artists also explore what it means, as I said before, to live in a world that is more and more infiltrated by these algorithms and to experience it, imagine it, maybe even transform it through these technologies.
And how much of an influence do you think it's going to have? I mean, it's already obviously having a huge influence. Do you think that's going to grow and grow?
Yes, I think it's there to stay. It's going to influence the way we think, the way we write, the way we work, and also the way we make art. And these artists give us examples of that.
And you admitted yourself, there are dangers, aren't there?
Absolutely. There's dangers all across the board. There's dangers of delegating way too much of our thinking and writing process to these models. There's dangers in terms of job suppression, job replacement. There's environmental, political dangers. That's why exhibitions like this are meant to somehow help us understand better what's happening so that we can be more in control.
Yeah, I know you're also aiming to show the distinction, aren't you, between analytical AI, this is things like facial recognition, and generative AI, which is creative, like most of the works of art we see.
Exactly. Analytic AI has been the one used for face recognition, machine vision, and so on. Generative AI exists since at least the mid-2010s, but kind of exploded in 2022 with the launch of ChatGPT and other models generating images from text and so on. And half of the exhibition is dedicated to generative AI and the other half to analytic AI.
And is there a fear that AI could run away with itself? I mean, how do you stop it from getting out of control? Is it possible to?
That's very much something to ask to the programmers who work on this model. It is very much a fear, but again, I think it's crucial that whatever position we have in society, we try to understand what's happening, to be more in control, and to also understand the human role in these technologies. One of the things that our exhibition underlines is that the human presence, human decisions, human choices are there all across the board. We also underline very much the role of millions of workers, so-called click workers, who, mostly located in the global south, work tirelessly, often underpaid, to help with the training of these models, with the cleaning of the problematic contents generated by these models. So it's very important to remind us also of the profoundly human dimension of these technologies.
Well, great to have you with us to explain it all to us and to show us the photographs as well. Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Antonio Somaini, who's the chief curator of that exhibition. It's on at the Paume Museum. As I said, it's on the side, if you like, of the Tuileries Gardens in the centre of Paris until the 21st of September, I think. So thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Once again.